You know what these forager drivers are like? They don't want you falling behind, and when you get to the end of a swath like this, they want you around the other side and keeping up, ready to go. Actually, where the fuck is he going? Where the fuck is he going? Oh, he's going here. Right. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome along once again to another review from LandPowerTV.com. This time we have our hands on the latest generation Massey Ferguson 7S tractor. Now with this review, what we kind of want to do really is see where Massey is up to with its 7S tractor, particularly in terms of developments and what has changed in the past couple of years. Now, 3 years ago, you may remember, we tried out the A-Test. We did a big review on the A-Test tractor when it was first launched, when it first came out, and then shortly after that, the little 5S, that had a facelift. So we tried that one out, and now we thought, you know what, it's about time we had a good look and see what Massey Ferguson is up to in its mid-range tractor. So that is why we've got our hands on this 7S for a few weeks. Now, in terms of changes, I suppose you could say the major changes really, firstly from the outset, is the looks. It's got that brand new look that was brought in with the A-Test tractor. You got the grey cab frame, and then you got the grey sort of fangs at the front of the tractor, harking back to the 2000 series and all those kind of predecessor models. And then the other major change really is this control layout, which was first introduced with the A-Test. As you can see, it's pretty much an all new layout, completely redesigned. We've got a new handle for all your major controls, even the little secondary joystick, that's had a little bit of a tweak as well, and we've got Datatronic 5 in here as well. So there is quite a few changes in here to talk about. There's also another one as well, which we're finding more about as we go on. I suppose you could say the control over the transmission, particularly with this being a Dyna-VT, the continuously variable transmission. They've changed how it sort of reacts and how it sort of operates. So there's a few bits to find out in that as well as we go on with this review. In terms of the model that we have the new flagship to the 7S series, which again, that's another new thing to the 7S series. So we've got the new flagship, which is the 7S.210. As you can imagine, I think the max horsepower that this tractor has is 210 horsepower, thereabouts, and then it gets a bit of a boost to help it along, shoving it up to 220 horsepower. As before, power comes from the AGCO power engine, the 6-cylinder, 6.6 litre. As I mentioned, we've got Dyna-VT, which is the continuously variable transmission. That's the transmission that is made in the Mark Tobredo factory in Germany, which obviously it's where the fence come from. So this transmission in this is well and truly tested. It is what you'll find in the Gen 6 700 series fence and before that as well. So it's a well and truly tried and tested transmission. So there you go, folks, that is what we have for review this time. As ever, if you are watching this on one of our social media channels, unfortunately for you guys, this little teaser video will run out, but fear not, head on over to LandPowerTV.com, where you can watch the episode in full. There's no adverts getting in the way or anything like that. We'll have a few specs on there as well. And as ever, massive thank you to all of our sponsors for making what we do on LandPowerTV happen. And wherever you are watching this, give us a like, give us a share, give us a follow, and more importantly, subscribe. So then, on with the show, and as ever, we're going to get stuck into this tractor, do as many jobs as we can to find out more about it. We've got all kinds of jobs coming up, hopefully, weather permitting. Looking forward to trying this tractor out, and like I say, seeing where Massey Ferguson is up to with its 7S series tractor. So, there you go, grab a brew, settle down, and enjoy. Right, boys and girls, so let's crack on then. So we're doing a little bit of grass carting now, as you may be able to tell. And before I forget, I must say a massive thank you to PV Dobson for supplying us with this tractor. Those guys, and Massey Ferguson as well, for sorting us out and getting us up and running. So massive thank you to those guys. So carting grass then, what can we find out about while we are doing this? Well, it's a really good test of the engine and transmission, particularly when you're alongside a forager like this. You want a really good responsive transmission, and as I've driven plenty of these continuously variable tractors before, some of them can be a bit laggy. They can feel like the transmission is connected by an elastic band to the throttle pedal, and when you give it some, it doesn't really do anything, then it kind of catches up. And so far we've done a few loads with this tractor, and I've got to say we are getting on swimmingly so far. I mean, we've got the power to play with, 210 horsepower, the power and torque curves, and when you look at them on paper, you've got quite a decent range to play with, particularly between 1600 and 1900 RPM. So it's not like it sort of falls off a cliff at any side of that rev range. It's pretty damn good, really. So you've got lots of torque and power to play with, which is good. Like I say, you know what these forager drivers are like. They don't want you falling behind, and when you get to the end of a swath like this, they want you around the other side and keeping up, ready to go. Actually, where the fuck is he going? Where the fuck is he going? Oh, he's going here. Right. In terms of how I've got my transmission set up, and we will talk about a lot more about this as we go through the episode, but you can pretty much drive this tractor any way you like, really. You can just drive it completely on the foot pedal, on the, well, I suppose you could say a throttle pedal, but it's not really a throttle, it's a travel pedal. So you can drive it all on the pedal, you can drive it all on the stick, and actually, even if you're doing PTO work, you can even drive it, alter your speed, using the famous power control lever. So that's us loaded up now. Now we're going to head back to the farm. Like I say, it is a bit of a long draw today, and what I did just then, as we were alongside the forager, to kind of desensitize my pedal a little bit, what I did, I dialed down the top end, the top speed, which you can do. You've got two cruise speeds, and then you can play with the top end of the speed as well. So I dialed that down to 30k, just to give me a little bit more finesse on the throttle pedal when I'm alongside the forager, so I can match his speed a little bit better. You could just leave it at, set at its maximum of 53k, and it will drive perfectly nicely then. It's perfectly responsive then. Now we've done that bit, when we've filled up, we can wind it back up again, back up to its full top speed, and we've got that ready for the road when we come out of this field. So we are on the road now, but likewise as it was in the field, just on this travel pedal.